Alright gang, welcome back to our 100 horsepower challenge on Ostbeck. You join me in now February and it is snowing. We're going to do some things today that we typically do, but first off we're going to start working on taking out as many of these trees as we possibly can. We've got the field harvested now. Before we start putting something in the ground, I want to make sure we get all these trees out. Now we can certainly do both at the same time, and we probably will do a little bit of both. We'll kind of go back and forth between chopping down these trees, selling them, and then bringing these plowing this up or cultivating this up and then re-drilling it, right? A couple notes real quick. I did put down another radio tower here. Just a little extra money for us, trying to help offset the costs. We are still losing money every time we flip from one month to the next. And then I put down a few little propane tanks back here as well. So it just makes us a little bit more money. We're still losing money, like I said, but it's a little bit less than what we were losing. So we'll take it. We'll take it. The greenhouses are going well. They got plenty of water in them for right now, so I'm not going to worry about them right now as far as, you know, refilling them up with water. I don't think we necessarily need to every single month, but every couple of months, certainly. So we're going to continue on here, chopping down trees. So I've got one tree already knocked down here. These two over here, I mentioned previously, it will not let me cut these down no matter which way I try to go about them. It won't let me, for whatever reason. But some of these, most of these so far at least, that I've tried, have been letting me cut them down, so we're going to carry on. Now, I probably won't be able to get some of these big ones as low as I normally do. Like this one, I know for a fact I'm going to have issues with it. Yep. But we'll just see what we can get knocked down on these. And then we're going to get the sled out and try to bring that over here. Now, I don't know if there's anything in the used market today or not. I doubt it. We probably should be saving the money anyway. But if there's a better tractor, maybe we look into it. Of course, there's nothing out there for us at all. Everything is way more than what we can actually even buy right now. So, yeah, that's not going to work, unfortunately. That's too bad. I was hoping for something, you know, a tractor that had around 100 a tractor that had around 100 horsepower. Got tongue-tied there for a minute, gang. Apologize. But that's not the case. The one we currently have has 80 horsepower, which is nice, don't get me wrong, but if we could find a four-wheel drive tractor with 100 horsepower, that's going to help us out tremendously in this series. And that's really what we should be trying to upgrade to. Now, I don't love doing a whole lot of tree work on camera with all of you. I've mentioned that in a number of different series. Oh, this one's going to give me all kinds of issues. Holy moly. There's just a tiny little window. I can't even... If I go down here, look, it won't even let me. So this is going to be a big, massive stump here. I'm not even going to be able to get rid of this stump. Not that we necessarily need to. I said that already, right? I'm not even going to worry about the stumps here on the outside. I don't care about them, honestly, because we're not gonna be expanding the field out into here. That would be a little ridiculous in my mind. But we'll carry on here, trying to chop down as many of these as it'll let us. As many as it lets us, we're going to do. It is now February, so the price of wood is going to be dropping. Not that we get a great amount already as it is, but it is normally better to sell wood and wood of sorts in the winter, right? So, yeah, and there you go. Prime example, right? January is the best, so last month is technically the best. February is not bad, though. It is dropping, so we need to get all this stuff sold as soon as possible, which makes me think that my initial statement of saying maybe we go back and forth, we might be waiting to do that. We might just go ahead and get rid of all the wood first and foremost to make sure we're trying to get the most money we can, because really we need that money badly. Otherwise, we're just going to be stuck with this same exact field the entire time, and I don't really want to do that, so... Those little trees, they don't make you anything, but, you know, it is what it is. I can pick them up by hand, so it's super easy. Whereas these big dogs here, these are going to be difficult for me to get over there. I might have to chop them down multiple times. But you get the point. I'm going to go around all the outside and cut down anything and everything that allows me to cut down. I don't know how much it's going to be or how many it's going to let me do, but however many that is, we're going to do it. So let me carry on here, getting all these trees chopped down. And then once we've got all of them, the ones that I can get chopped down, I'll be back with you. We'll get the sled out, or the sled, whatever they call it. And, yeah, we'll get to the process of trying to carry these all the way over here to our sell point. And we'll see what kind of money we get. I mean, this field still has not been harvested. It's not a great yield, and it's really expensive. I don't think we'll get there, even though we have some pretty big trees. I don't see any way that we will actually get there. But we'll see. As far as something for us, there's not much out there right now that is within our price range that would be good for us. A lot of the things that we can buy do not have any actual They don't have any crop in it at current. So, if I'm going to buy a field, I'm going to be smart about it, right? We're going to wait until whoever owns it puts something in there for us so it saves us a little bit of money. So I'm doing this recording, is it Friday night? Yeah, Friday night. I had poker last night. I talk about poker a lot in my different series, just because I normally am playing poker. And I did well last night. I think I don't know what series it was I was talking about it, but I was saying that I needed to do really well because I was right on the line, and I ended up getting third. So I qualified no matter what now because I got third. So that was nice. But I digress. This is Farming Simulator, not Poker Simulator. Let's go, Z. Come on, buddy. 133. So like I said, I'll carry on doing this, and when I get all the trees chopped down, any of those ones that I can pick up by hand, I'm just going to take them over there right now and sell them. But anything else that would require the sled, I'll just leave them sitting here. We'll come back and get them, and we'll work through that here today, gang. All right, gang. So I had an idea. Now it's a production that we've utilized before, but we're going to put down the production for the wood chips, the actual production that we're utilizing for a while. We just recently. Well, actually, I don't know if that episode's out yet or not. So if it isn't yet, I apologize. I probably just ruined it a little bit. But we're going to utilize that wood chip thing that we were utilizing in the Pioneer Challenge, the placeable. We're going to stick it right here next to our shed. I think it just going to make more sense for us. We're going to make more money that way. But we do need to sell at least one, maybe two trees to be able to afford it. So that's what we're doing. Now, what I'm probably going to do here is kind of cut it in half-ish. Because this is a selling grate, right? So it's not like the other productions or anything like that. So I'm just going to kind of cut it to try to... yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to pick it up, but it was worth a shot. Try to make ourselves a little bit more money, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Now I'm going to chop all these limbs off here, because that will help the price as well. Certainly won't be perfect, but if we get most of them, we should make a little bit more money. I'm not allowed to cut this tree. Well, I'm cutting it anyway. Okay. I think we're going to call that pretty much good here. If we can get this guy... Here we go. Yeah, that's good enough. So let me back up here. Let me lock onto that again. Let's try to realign this. Sorry, neighbor, driving in your field there. I'm hoping I can get your field here soon enough. That would be fantastic if we could somehow get that field from the wood chips today. And the reason why I want to utilize that production too is because it's so fast. It chews through it pretty quickly. So that will help us a lot to be able to get through these trees on a fast pace and make some more money for us. So I don't think this is going to get us there. I mean, it's a little bit more. The actual production itself costs 25, but it's going to have to do a little bit of groundwork itself here. As we know, we're kind of leaning up here against the water, so it kind of putting some awkward areas like this. They're kind of hanging up in the middle of the air, but you don't really see that, so I'm just kind of glossing over it, I guess. So let's find this thing. I guess I gave a little bit of a spoiler for the Pioneer Challenge if this happens to come out before then. I don't think it does, but if this happens to come out before that episode, actually I know it doesn't, so never mind, it's not a spoiler. But in any case, if it was, it'd be a little bit of a spoiler saying that I got rid of this for at least for a brief period of time on the Pioneer Challenge, just because we need to move it and put it in a different location, right? So I'm going to try to put this, honestly, as close as I possibly can here. I kind of want to put it there. Like, I should put it back further to give us a little bit more space, but I kind of want to put it there because I can then drive it straight across in front of our shed there, right? It actually looks like it's going to let me go into part of the actual shed, which is a little weird, but okay, we're going to go with it there. Yeah, that'll work. Obviously, some weirdness going on back here, but again, not a big deal. We don't really need to go back there. So Let me do a little bit of groundwork here. I don't have a whole lot of money, but we can do some. So let's do a little bit of smoothing out here. Just trying to make this a little bit better for us. Especially when we're going to be trying to bring logs over here. Now, the problem we're going to have, unless we get a winch, which maybe that's the next upgrade we try to do. But really, we're not going to need... We're going to get rid of this eventually, right? Because we're only going to need it for a brief period of time. We're going to just need it until we get rid of all these trees. But, I mean, the winch would be easier, for sure. But let's try the sled, and let's see how it does. The problem, like I said, is we're going to have to chop the trees up, whereas with a winch, we probably could just pull them. But this tractor does not have that much horsepower, as we know. And to really be able to pull some of these big ones, I don't even know if we could do it with a winch. So it may not really make a difference. Now, I'd love to get a tree over here before 9 o'clock hits. I don't think we're going to, but I would love to. Well, let's see if we can get this small tree over here quickly. We won't make a ton of money, but it'll be something. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're all doing well. I don't know if I asked that yet or not, but if I didn't, there you go, I asked it again. Okay, let's turn this on quickly. Alright, storing some wood chips. Nice. Well, there you go. It's already chewed through that, so there's 4,000 some odd wood chips. It's not going to make us a ton of money, but it will make us some money. And this is going to be much easier than me having to carry this to our sell point. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that little selling grate. We've got enough going on now. We've got a big enough, trailer now, and this is always going to be the least. And I think we're good to move along here. So there we go. We moved up. We got $491 off of selling that. And then we are up to $2,325 because of the production there for the wood chips. So that's good, because wood chips are worth a lot more money than just selling out the wood outright. So that's going to be very, very helpful for this series. As you can see, wood chips, basically you're getting in for 1,000 liters of that. You do get a lot for the wood, I'm not going to lie, you do. You do get a lot for the wood, but I think the wood chips are going to be a little bit better because we get more out of it. Now this thing, there is no way I'm going to be able to... Okay, I stand corrected. Evidently, I can drive this. I was going to say, there's no way. This is going to be too heavy. Well, I can't really drive it. Not really. This is very slow. I think it's lifting up the front. Even though I have a weight on it, it's lifting the front up. Okay, we're kind of moving here. Here we go. Here we go. We're moving. It's not fast by any means, but we're moving. So I think the best way to do this here, gang, is to throw a time-lapse in here. Let's see how many of these we can actually get over here without having to chop them up. I would suspect some of the ones here that are leaning on the edge, we're going to have to chop those up. I don't think this tractor is going to be able to get up the hill. But let's get these going, and we'll see what kind of money we make here. I'm hoping to get back to pretty much where we were. So then when we sell this, we'll be up a little bit of money, if that makes any sense, right? So let's get to it. All right, not too many trees remaining. I was hopeful we were going to get all the trees down and over here before 10 o'clock hit, but that obviously is not going to be the case at this point. It's okay. We should still make a good chunk of money here. I was having issues with one of the trees over there that I had to chop down, and I thought it was going to be light enough for us to pull over, because I feel like we had pulled over one of a similar size or even a bigger one. But it's not letting me for whatever reason. I'm going to have to chop that one down again, but figured I would just jump back on camera here with all of you to see what we actually get. I don't know what to expect right now. We're going to have just under around 100,000. Oh, did I not put them on selling? Ha! I didn't put them on selling. Okay, well, that's even better. Shit. My bad. So we've got 85,661 at current. So I tell you what, you saw me do a nice long time lapse of getting all these down. Let me get the rest of the trees over there, and I'll be back with you when it gets ready to hit 11 o'clock, I suppose. And then at that point, we'll start cultivating up this field, and hopefully we have the time to re-drill it today, too. It's going to take a while to do all that, but we'll see what time it is and where we get to as far as the episode goes. But there are a few trees over here, like those two over there. Well, I don't know if you can really see them or not, but there's two over there around this section of trees that I couldn't chop down, and then those two there. And then obviously that row there, for whatever reason, between the two fields, it will not let me chop down. So, as I mentioned previously, there's no way for us to be able to combine these two fields, which is a little unfortunate. Not that I necessarily think we would, but it was an idea. So, a little unfortunate. Let me get the rest of these down. I'll be back with you. Things are going about as well as you could possibly expect. We got a lot of wood chips, though. We're going to make a lot of money. We're definitely going to be able to buy another plot of land after 11 o'clock hits. Let me get this all sorted. I believe this is the last tree. No other trees we can chop down, so we're just going to have to stay here. So let's get this one over there, and we'll see what we get. By the time I get this over there, it's probably going to be 11 o'clock anyway. Well, we've lost that tree, gang. There's no way I'm able to get that tree out. The tractor's just not powerful enough. Maybe later on, if we remember it, maybe we can go out there and get it later. But there's no way. That's the second time I've had to reset the tractor. I also had to reset a few other things. I don't think you... maybe you noticed it. I was going to say, I don't think you noticed it. How do I know if you noticed it or not? I wouldn't have thought you would have noticed it, but I had some issues over here between the last episode and this one, and I had to reset them. So they're still at the shop as well. So we got some things to do here. So let me get everything back over here. That tree's just going to have to stay there. That's unfortunate. All right, we're beginning the cultivation here, gang. By all accounts, from what I can tell, when 11 o'clock hits, we are going to have a lot of money. Probably closer to 150 grand. It's a lot of money, gang. We'll definitely be able to make some upgrades that we desperately need. We'll be able to buy at least one more field. It's going to be really, really good. Really, really good. I left the stump grinder at the shop. We need to go ahead and sell that as well. And we will. Because we really don't need it anymore. The stumps that were really in our way that we were going to require, they're all gone. So, not really concerned about the stumps anymore. They can just stay there. Not a big deal. I probably won't get rid of the wood chip factory just yet. When 11 o'clock hits, I'm going to probably see what field we buy, and if there's some trees there, I mean, why not chop those down and take them here as well? The biggest problem, I think, is going to be traveling. Look at that, 181 grand. I told you that was going to be a game changer for us. And it has been. Now, obviously, we can make some upgrades here, but we have to be cognizant of the rules here. We can't go over 100 horsepower. So there's not really a whole lot of big upgrades we can make, but there are some that we can certainly do. I'm just going to make a figure 8 here. And that's huge. That is a game changer, man. That is... We're going to be able to buy pretty much anything we want for the most part now, as far as equipment goes. We really have no issues there. And my personal opinion is that we do some minor upgrades to the equipment first. The things we want to buy from equipment perspective first. And then whatever's remaining, we take that in regard to purchasing another plot of land. That's at least where my mind is on this. Give me a second here. Let me get a first-person view. Whether that's the correct approach or not, that's kind of the way I'm going to go with it. Let me get around the headland here, and then, I mean, I would like to upgrade this too. But, you know, we have a limited amount that we can buy regard to the 100 horsepower, so we need to do some research here. So once I get around the headland here, though, what I'm going to do is go ahead and just take a break on doing the cultivation here of this field, and we're going to pretty much pick up the stump grinder and go sell that, because that's going to get us to, it's going to get us over 200 grand, which is great. Now remember, the rules for this series were to try to get to $250,000, but that does not include, or it cannot include, woodworking stuff. So pretty much all this money we just made from the wood chips, we cannot utilize that towards the $250,000 goal. We can utilize it to help us buy fields and equipment and things like that, just to help us, proceed, help us to, make progress, but we cannot utilize that as the amount for $250,000, because if it was the case, we could finish this series really pretty quickly. After we harvest this field again, more than likely we could get there. So in any case, I'm going to get all the way around here to the front, and then I'm just going to put this on pause for a minute, because I'm not sure if we're going to upgrade this cultivator or not. I'd like to. It just depends on if we have anything that we can buy that's under, well, that can be pulled by something that's 100 horsepower. So let's go take this to the shop. Are you not going to unload? There you go. It takes forever. Let's take this to the shop. Let's hook up to the stump grinder. We'll take it to the back. We'll sell it. And we should be at like probably $203,000, $204,000, something like that. It's a lot of money, gang. And we'll see what we can buy and upgrade our, within the farm here. All right, I had the shop. I've already spent some money, as you can tell. I'm not going to tell you what I spent the money on just yet, but we're going to sell both of these pieces of equipment. So there's your giveaway. We're getting $23,000 out of the stump grinder, which pays for what the new tractor I purchased. Back up to $181,000. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it was an even trade, and it's better. I'm a John Deere guy. We got ourselves a brand new John Deere. It's 100 horsepower, which is within the limit. It's the max you can have. So this is going to be our workhorse moving forward. It's the John Deere 6300. Fantastic tractor. We have a front weight on it. We've got weights on the wheels. This is a fantastic tractor. Absolutely fantastic. And look at this. We got a cab. We don't have to sit outside in the snow, freeze our asses off anymore. Now, we've got $181,000. I haven't spent any more money on anything else. There are other things I want to purchase. I'm trying to decide what field to buy. That's the next choice. Since we upgraded this, the next choice is the field. The field's going to make a determination on what else we upgrade. I'd like to upgrade the harvester, if I'm honest with you. That harvester's great, but it's time for something new, right? It's time for something bigger. This is not a very long width. If we can get something bigger, we can get things done in a quicker pace. We also would like to have a different drill that's a little bit bigger. I don't know if we'll find one, but if we could get one that's bigger, that's great. So, a lot of things I want to buy and upgrade here. And then we have the cultivator, right? Obviously. So, this wood chipper, for the most part, probably can go away, but it depends on what we buy. So, here's our options. All right? Quick save. We have this field, which we've talked about already. We can buy that. It's $102,000. It leaves us with just under 80 grand, which would be really nice because we could make some upgrades still. This one, which is a much bigger field, costs $146,000, so we wouldn't have nearly as much. And then there are these fields back here. But this field, if we bought this one, we'd have to buy a completely different header as well as the one we would normally get because it's corn. This one is a fairly nice field, $147,000. It's far, far, far away from our starting point. So it kind of keeps me away from it. It also has a bunch of trees in the middle of the field, which is very weird. Actually, here, I'm just going to jump over here and show you. I said I wasn't going to do these little jump things, but I'm just going to do it just to show you to you really quick, since we're not actually doing anything over here. So this is the field. It's all weeded up, but it still has a pretty nice yield of 78%. But there's lots and lots of trees just in the middle of the field. It's very weird. It'd be very difficult to harvest it, given the current situation. So that is another thing to choose from. So really, for me, the choice is going to come down to the one that's right next to us, which I think is probably the one I'm going to take, even though the yield is not good, or this field here, which this field here has a little bit of a better yield, but it's not much better. It's like 70% or 60%, something like that. No, it's 50%, excuse me. This one's 20, this one's 50. Much smaller field, but it's right next to where everything is. So it's easier for us to manage that in the current situation that we're in. So I'm thinking that one. That gives us enough money as well to make some more upgrades, which I said I wanted to do anyway. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. And we have these trees here, which we can knock down easily and take those to our wood chip production, right? Before we get rid of it. Because there's a lot of them. We won't really need the stump grinder, which is why I got rid of it, because we've got an easy access entry right here. So yeah, I think we made our decision here, gang. We're going to buy this one. And hopefully, once the worker gets something put into here and we're able to harvest this and make the money off this, we can put something in here, right? But for now, we're going to leave this field as is for right now. We might take down the trees between this episode and the next one, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Today, I want to focus on getting this field re-drilled, because right now, we're just wasting money by letting it sit here. We don't have well, we have crop destruction on, but we don't have seasons on, so this can sit here as long as we want, and it's not going to harm it, right? It's not going to get weeded up or go bad or anything like that, wither or anything like that. So, seasonal growth right there, off. So, no withering, so it can just sit here as long as we want. Plus, it's snowing anyway. Snowing's kind of like when it rains, so if we were to harvest it now, we would get a worse yield anyway. So, we are not going to do that. Now, having said all of that, I'm going to look in here at the cultivation and see if there's anything I can find that I could utilize that's a little bit bigger than what we have. What we have now is very small, and it takes us a long time to do it. 2.4 meters, to be exact, is the width. Not good. Maybe we get some kind of a disc harrow or something like that, because the one we're utilizing isn't really doing what I wanted anyway. It still had weeds in the field. So it's not pulling out all the weeds like we would kind of hope. So I don't know what we'll find, if anything, here. I could try the plow perspective as well. We could get one of these plows. That would be a little bit easier, but they're 180 horsepower, so it's not really going to work like we want. This is kind of what I was thinking. 4 meter width, it's not bad. But it would still require us to spray it, and we don't have a sprayer currently. Yeah, so I mean, 150 horsepower, it's a little bit too much. See, all of these we don't have enough horsepower for it. We're gonna have to use smaller items or something that allows us to do it, even if it's not, right? Some of these may allow us to do it. It just might, take us longer. So yeah, it's kind of looking like we're not going to be able to upgrade this guy. Unless we try, going for a little bit of a bigger one. But, again, these are, it's only a 0.5 meter increase. It's not really going to change that much, in my opinion. Now, this one certainly could. It's 3 meters, which is, again, 0.5. But the price is better, so we could sell the one we have and make a little money that way. Perhaps that's the way we go. Actually, we're only getting 584 out of it, so never mind. I thought the one we got was this Limkin, but it was not. It was one of these ones in the back that I kind of forgot about that I put in. So, there's our front cultivator. 4.5 meters that's an increase for sure. That's a definite increase. This thing's nice. Here we go. 9 meter width. This is what we want. A little unrealistic, but that's what we want right there. That's what we want. Or this guy. 5 meters. 3,000. 5 meters looks pretty good to me. I think we might go with that one. I don't think as nice as this one is, I don't really think we need the 9 meter width. Well, here's one for 8 meters. Same type of thing, and it folds up. The folding up is pretty nice. This is the one we had. I mean, 8 meters would definitely speed up the process. So let's do it. Let's buy it. What do we want? We want heavy harrow, middle harrow, light harrow with tires. Just let this go faster. Is that all it means with these? We're going to do the heavy. I kind of like that green, that dark green, that forest green. We're just going to go with it. I'm not going to spend the money painting it. It's kind of a waste of money. So let's purchase that. So let's jump in here and let's go and sell this thing. It's not going to make us a bunch of money, but we can go sell it nonetheless here. Maybe we can get the we can get the field all plowed up. May not end up being able to drill it today. We're kind of running out of time as for the episode here. It's getting long. The trees took longer than I was kind of expecting because I was having those issues. I could attempt to try to get the tree out again from the water. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I can try it now that I have this tractor, which has a little bit more horsepower to it. And it's four-wheel drive, which the other one was not, right? So it's going to be a little bit easier to get up and down hills. So it's probably worth an attempt. Alright, let's repaint it. Not bad. We basically leased that for a couple $100. Not bad. Alright. So let's jump back in here to the cultivation here. Let's get the field done. And we'll see where we are as far as our time goes. With this width here, it shouldn't take... It should be much faster than what we were just dealing with. But so, we'll see. The thing looks super nice too, man. Look at that. That looks sweet. Alright, let's get going. Alright, the field's done. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, Z, that's not really cultivating the field, and you're right, it's not. It's just getting rid of the stubble for the most part and allowing the seed bed to be put down. The drill we have currently, that we're getting ready to sell clearly, is not a direct drill, so we have to get rid of it no matter what. So that allows us to do that. Now, it is still going to require that we put some kind of fertilizer or something down. We have to spray something, but we got to put that. We got to do that no matter what. So, unless we got a direct drill of some sort and we actually did the full cultivation, then maybe. But we're getting rid of this. What we're going to buy is relatively expensive. It's going to pretty much take up the rest of our money. But I've always wanted to utilize it, and I just figure since we bought that other field, let's just go ahead and buy it. I want to use this Mascar Montana 600. It's expensive, very expensive. For 6 meters, I mean 40 grand, we can use these even though they're banned, and it costs us $6,000 for almost the exact same width. There are other ones I could utilize that are around 6 meters, right? That are a little bit cheaper. Now, it does say 120 horsepower, so our tractor may have a little bit of issue with it, but I'm going to go off the premise and the hope that it doesn't. So I'm going to buy this one. I like the black one, the limited version with the red. I think that looks slick. So we're going to go with that. Don't really care about the ridge markers. We never really utilize those anyway. Maybe at some point we should, but we never do. So let's buy it. Again, this is not a direct drill. It's the same exact thing that we had in what we just got rid of, except it's just a wider width. So we'll speed things up for us. We will still have to, like I said, do a fertilizer application. We'll have to spread the fertilizer. Now, we do have a small little fertilizer spreader there. It's not the best by any means, but we're probably just going to keep that for now. Since I spent so much money on this guy, we're just going to keep it for now. We can upgrade that in a little bit. We still could upgrade it today, maybe, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'll save it. I'd like to keep the rest of the money for upgrading potentially the harvester, like I said. Now, the harvester upgrade we get, it's not really going to go a whole lot faster, but what it will do is it will give us a bigger width than what our current harvester has. Which, again, saves time. Now, I did turn the lights on, as you saw. It's just, with the snow, it's just a little gloomy out. It's kind of hard to see. I'm not sure this is going to work now that I'm driving this. It is kind of picking this thing up in the air here a little bit. I've got a front weight on this, but it seems like it's not a big enough weight. The 120 horsepower seems like it's kind of a little bit too much here for it. Why am I not able to open the cover now? There it goes. I don't know why it wasn't letting me do that before, but whatever. You can see it's just kind of pulling it up a little bit. And maybe it's just the area that we're in, but we'll see how this goes. Now, we don't have a whole lot of seed in here. We might have to fill it back up. I was hoping we had more, but we don't. So we'll see how much this takes and how long it takes. Actually, we want to do soybeans. Because again, we don't have any kind of silo or anything like that. Yeah, see, it's putting it down, no problem. Well, I shouldn't say no problem. It is a little slow, but it is going. We are able to utilize it. It's going now. It just takes it a little while to get going. But yeah, this is nice. This is actually faster than what the other one was after it gets going here. It's probably going to take me a little time to turn around and everything, but... And there's your example right there. Well, there's your proof, I guess, that it is actually drilling the part that we did the light cultivation or harrowing. Because it's pulling the texture over here. Man, I wish the neighbor would do something to that yard, man. That yard is, or that field, excuse me, is it's driving me insane. That's way too weeded up for me. Now, we probably could have kept the other tractor because we didn't make that much money off of it, but I wanted to upgrade it. I wanted to get rid of it. I wanted to kind of use this one. And really, I don't think we're going to need a whole lot. We might need a second tractor, I guess, but maybe I should have kept it for that reason. But really, I don't think we're going to utilize it as much as we would in another series, just because this series is really going to be about smaller amounts of items we're using. Obviously, you can tell this is by far the biggest ones we're going to use in the series. But most of what we're utilizing is pretty old equipment or very small equipment. Now, I'm not sure exactly, to be honest with you, how old this Montana mass car is. It could be a newer production based off of the... I'm not perfect on my farming terminology, so hold on for a minute. But based off of what I'm seeing, the pipes and the wires and everything else and the tubes, it looks to be a relatively newer piece of equipment, but... So we've kind of gone around the headland here. It is kind of hard to see. That is going to be a bit of a problem for me, making sure I can figure out where I've been and where I haven't. But we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. If you look like this, which is not really the best quality content for you to watch, but if I look like that, I can kind of tell where I've been. And then I can kind of just figure it out, from there. As long as I pay, attention to relatively close to the line of where I was, then I'll be all right. Now, this shouldn't take too long with the width here and the speed we're going. 7 miles per hour is pretty good. But nonetheless, we do have to get it done. I don't really like doing a time-lapse after another time-lapse, and I've already done 2 time-lapses, I guess, now to this point. So I don't think I will here. I think I'll just do a little bit of a jump cut. And once that's done, I mean, really, we're going to put the fertilizer down, which shouldn't take too long. And that's it. And then the next episode, we'll start working on harvesting that field we bought. And then we'll have to spray this field and put a second application of fertilizer down on this field. So we will have to buy a sprayer, which is another reason why I haven't spent that money. Now, what I'm eyeing is something, I don't know if I've utilized it on the channel or not. I've utilized it, I know for a fact. Actually, I think I have utilized it, but it was early on the campaign playthrough that I'm doing. I think it was on Elm Creek. I think it was the very first map. And I think it was used for a very, very brief moment. But it's another John Deere. It's a John Deere sprayer. It's not too expensive. It's pretty nice. It's perfect for the size of fields that we're dealing with here. I think it has around a 6-meter width as well, which 6 meters seems to be about perfect width here for everything. Now that I've kind of got a better, outline here, it is a little bit easier to see where I've been and where I haven't. And the lights are definitely helping. The snow is not helping, and the cloudy skies are definitely not helping the process here, figuring out where I've been, but the lights are definitely doing the job. So I'll carry on here. I'll get the rest of this drilled up. It won't take too long, and we'll jump onto the fertilizer spreader, and we'll get going. All right, the field's done, gang. I'm going to go ahead and fold this thing up, put it away. It's pretty nice. It had a few minor issues with it, just kind of picking up the front of the tractor here, but we're just going to have to make do. Potentially, I could get rid of the weight that I have on here that I purchased with the tractor and maybe find another weight if it has a 3-point on the front. I don't know if it does. I'll have to look. Maybe a heavier weight is what I mean. That may help in that situation, but I don't know. Don't know for sure. So we'll jump in the fertilizer here. The fertilizer spreader, I should say. Back in first-person view. Have been doing a very good job of that. Okay, I'm really bad at figuring out where I need to be at here with the fertilizer. We're going to have to get more fertilizer from the shop. But we're going to carry on here, gang. If you've seen me do this a bunch of times, and the episode is actually pretty long, so some of you that are excited about or like longer videos of mine, here you go. Here's one for you. But we're going to leave the episode there, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe button. It's the easiest and best way to help the channel out. And yeah, until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you in the next episode.